Level 1, the glitch. You are 22 years old and you are broke in the specific, suffocating way that 22-year-olds with a college degree are broke. You work an entry-level data entry job for a logistics firm, sitting in a gray cubicle farm for 40 hours a week. The pay is $18.50 an hour. That is $2,960 a month before taxes. After federal tax, state tax, and healthcare deductions, you take home exactly $2,240. Rent on your one-bedroom apartment is $1,100. You do the math on the 28th of every single month, and the math says you have exactly $350 left for groceries and everything else. You are surviving, but you aren't living. Surviving is checking your bank app at the grocery store line to make sure a carton of eggs won't trigger an overdraft fee. The guys at the office spend their lunch breaks talking about sports betting. They scream at the TV in the break room over a missed field goal because they have $50 on a four-leg parlay on DraftKings. You don't care about football. You don't care about sports at all. But you know Python, and you understand data structures. One Thursday night, out of pure boredom, you write a basic web scraper. It pulls the live betting lines from 5 different sports books simultaneously. You aren't trying to predict who wins the game. You're looking for a glitch in the pricing. At 11:42 p.m., the script flags something. It's a live tennis match in a third-tier European tournament. FanDuel has the player to win the next game priced at plus 110. BetMGM has the opposing player priced at plus 105. Your fingers freeze over the keyboard as you do the math. If you bet $100 on FanDuel and $102.44 on BetMGM, you are mathematically guaranteed to make a profit regardless of who wins the game. It is called arbitrage betting. Arbing, you execute the bets. 5 minutes later, the game ends. You log into your accounts. One account lost $100, the other won $105.44. You made $5.44 in 5 minutes while sitting on your bed in your sweatpants. It feels like a tear in the fabric of reality. You didn't gamble, you engineered a win. The next night, you scale it. You find 3 more discrepancies during live basketball games. You move $1,000 across the books. You make $48 while watching a YouTube video. $48 is nearly 3 hours of staring at spreadsheets at your day job. 1 click versus 3 hours of soul-crushing corporate labor. That is the new math. And the new math is a dangerous thing to learn. Level 2, the limit. By month 2, you haven't just beaten the system. You are bleeding it. Your spreadsheet shows a clean, undeniable green line pointing straight up. You've made $3,400 outside of your day job. You stop looking at the prices of things at the grocery store. You pay your rent 2 weeks early just to feel the power of it. Then, on a Saturday afternoon, you try to place a $600 bet on an obscure live soccer total in the Belgian second division. The screen spins. A loading wheel buffers for 12 agonizing seconds. Then a red box pops up at the top of the app. Maximum allowable wager for this market, $1.84. You think it's a technical error. You refresh the app and try a different game. Maximum allowable wager, $0.50. You search the internet forums until 4 a.m. and you find the phrase that changes everything, closing line value. You discover that sportsbooks don't mind gamblers who get lucky. They mind gamblers who are smart. The casino's risk engines track every account. If their automated systems see that you are consistently placing wagers on lines that move in your favor before the game starts, they don't ban you. Banning you creates legal headaches. Instead, they limit you. They choke your maximum bet down to pennies, rendering your account completely useless. You look at your screen. One name, one bank account, one phone, one IP address. The house didn't fight you and they didn't argue. They just quietly adjusted a variable in a database and your printing press was shut down. Level 3, the ghost net. You meet Mark at a local electronics repair shop where you're buying a refurbished laptop. Mark is 25, quiet, has bags under his eyes, and drives a pristine, late-model sports car that doesn't match his retail salary. You strike up a conversation about network security, which turns into automation, which turns into the sports books. Mark looks at your limited account, smiles a knowing, tired smile, and says, "You're playing a 2015 game in 2026. You can't run a commercial operation on a personal profile." Mark introduces you to the concept of gnoming. He teaches you that the code is only 10% of the hustle. The other 90% is operational infrastructure. You cannot just open a new account in a fake name. The sportsbooks use advanced anti-fraud tech that scans your device's digital fingerprint, your browser cookies, and your location data. Mark has the map. He buys aged, verified gambling accounts from college students who need quick cash, paying them $300 for their IDs, social security numbers, and utility bills. He shows you how to buy private residential proxies, routing your internet traffic through residential homes across the state, so the sportsbooks think the bets are coming from a casual dad on his couch, not a server setup. You build a partnership. Mark supplies the clean identities and the proxy networks. You manage the automated scraping scripts. Mark takes a 20% cut of the net profits. Suddenly, you aren't a guy with a laptop anymore. You are a ghost network. You manage 9 separate accounts simultaneously using anti-detect browsers. You quit your data entry job at month 4. You tell your mother you got a promotion to a remote senior data analyst position. She buys you a plant for your apartment to celebrate. You let her be proud because the truth would terrify her. You are making $11,000 a month. You haven't put on real pants before noon in 16 weeks. Your personal life is clean, your bank account is growing, and the illegal network stays behind a closed door. The two worlds do not touch. Level 4, the squeeze. The golden era lasts for 5 months. Your automated script is executing hundreds of microbets a day across the 9 accounts, pulling fractions of percentages off the books like a silent tax. You feel invincible. You sit in your room, watching the numbers update, laughing out loud at the sheer absurdity that you are systematically outsmarting multi-billion-dollar corporate casinos from your bedroom. Then comes the English Premier League tournament. A glitch in a specific sportsbook's live betting software delay leaves an alternate total line open for nearly 3 minutes after a goal is scored. Your script catches it. It slams the line across all available accounts. By midnight, one specific burner account, registered under the name of Mark's cousin, Sam, is sitting on an absolute goldmine. A balance of $14,800. You trigger a withdrawal. The next morning, the account is completely frozen. No money goes out. You receive an automated email from the sportsbook's compliance division. They don't just want a photo of Sam's ID. They require a live smartphone video verification. The room goes entirely cold. Sam is not a piece of digital data. He is a real person. He is 23 years old, works a factory shift, and only gave Mark his ID because he wanted $300 to fix his transmission. You and Mark call Sam. Sam panics. He hears the word compliance and investigation and he folds. He refuses to do the video. He says he thinks he's going to jail. Mark tries to pressure him, but the human network fractures. Sam screams over the phone that if either of you calls him again, he is going straight to the state gaming commission and the police to tell them you stole his identity. The house didn't find a bug in your code. They didn't crack your proxies. They just squeezed the human being behind the screen until the bones broke. Level 5, the blank grid. To keep Sam from burning the entire operation to the ground, you have to make a deal. You use $4,000 of your own clean, hard-earned cash to pay Sam off, just to delete your numbers from his phone and stay quiet. The $14,800 sitting in the locked sportsbook account is gone forever. It sits in a frozen digital vault, eventually absorbed back into the casino's corporate profit margin as forfeited funds due to suspicious activity. The trail is too hot. Mark pulls back. His proxy suppliers cut ties, and the accounts start dropping like dominoes as the sportsbooks cascade their device fingerprint bans. 6 weeks later, you take a job at a local computer repair shop. It pays $16 an hour. It is less than what you made at the logistics firm. The math is tight again, the same suffocating, everyday tight from before. The plant your mother bought you sits on the windowsill of an apartment you can barely afford anymore. You do your work, you go home, and you eat your dinner in the quiet. You see the commercials during the football games on Sunday. The bright flashing neon banners telling you to download the app, telling you that anyone can win, offering free bets and instant payouts. You don't see sports when you look at the TV. You don't see teams or players. You just see rows of data moving through a system designed to exploit human hope. Sometimes, late at night, you open your laptop. You look at the code of the scraper. It still works. It's sitting right there on your hard drive, completely operational, perfectly capable of finding the edge. But you leave the terminal closed because you finally understand the architecture of the game. The house doesn't win because their math is better than yours. They win because they own the room, and when you win too much, they can simply lock the door and leave you outside in the dark.